All right, I've teased this guy a couple times. Let's finally dig into this pouch and why you might need to have one of these, especially if you have kids. What's going on, everybody? This is Lamar with MF and Research, and today I've got the Pico Fire Pro by Roaring Fire. I think I started using this when I built my TSA-friendly pouch. I was gonna get it to compare to the Notorious EDC All Good pouch, but they're different enough for me that I thought it'd have a different use. So I decided to make it my hygiene pouch while traveling or just day to day. I didn't see too many of these out there, and I thought it was good for me to separate all my hygiene stuff, especially when I'm out with the family. I've got a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I've got a wife that hasn't met a white shirt she couldn't drop food on. So now let's look at the specs and the features. So I'm gonna put it right there in the corner. So it's about 6.3 by 4.3 by 1. But it does expand out a little bit, so that gives you a little bit more space. It weighs about 3.5 ounces. It's made of a water-resistant 500D nylon. It's got YKK zippers that are reinforced. It comes in around $22. It comes in FDE, and I've also got the black right here. They do mention on the website that the measurements can deviate anywhere from 0.4 to 1 inch, so that is something you might want to keep an eye out. So now just looking at the pouch in a little more detail, you've got the loop paneling for your patches on the front. This is just the front zipper pocket right there. You've got a zipper that goes around the entire, there's only one zipper. I always like to see 2 zippers, but that's okay. There's a little garage to kind of keep the zipper secure. I do like that. There's just the Roaring Fire emblem. There's a little loop back here to hook your carabiners or anything like that. I don't really have a lot of confidence in this. It's a little Hypalon loop. I think if you load it down and you're carrying it just by this for a while, that may be a problem. But I think if you're temporarily using it, that's okay. So again, we got your zip pockets on the front and your zipper pockets on the back. So now let's go inside. We've got just a slip pocket that'll probably fit about field notes back here. You've got a key loop. You've got 2 large elastic loop, then you got 4 large elastic loops. What I did find loading these out is these 2 on the end, they get a little weird just trying to put stuff in there, so you want to stick to your more narrow things on the outside. And I do kind of wish they were offset a little bit. And kind of the same approach on this side, just a little wider, so you've got 2 wide loops and then 4 narrower loops on the inside. And then you've got a zipper compartment right there. So you've got a total of 3 zipper compartments, so that's pretty good. They do say that this will fit an iPhone XR. Not sure about that. I have a 15 Pro Max, and I'm not even going to try to put it in here. And it does have an orange ripstop high-vis interior, which is also a good thing. So on the front where the patch is, I've just got this one morale patch on here. Let me know in the comments if you know where this is from. On the front zipper pocket, and this side, I've just got some dude wipes in here. Just 2. I had to re-up on my dude wipes. I ran out, so I'm trying this one. On the back, I've got the hand sanitizing wipe. So real quick access, need to clean something on the outside. Don't even have to go into the pouch. I think I've got one more in here, but you get the idea. So now let's go inside. So on the inside, we'll start from the left. I don't know if I'm going to keep this in here. I'm toying around with it. So I had a microfiber cloth in here. I'm switching it out to this for right now, but I think since I've been going for wipes in here, I may switch to a glass cleaning cloth. This is just my screen cleaner. It's got the solution in here, and then this is all microfiber on the outside. I'm liking this better than just the microfiber cloth. It gets things clean. And if you've ever seen my daughter's glasses, after about a week, you need the heavy clean. I've got a couple of my compressible tabs in a Ziploc bag. I've got my Nivea hand cream, just a few Tide wipes. I switched from the Tide pen to these guys just because they take up a little bit less space. And the Tide pen, using that kind of got annoying sometimes. It's easier to just use a wipe. I've got my foaming soap thins in here. I do like these guys. I actually ended up losing a box, so this is a newer box, and then I ended up finding the old box. Then in this zipper pocket, I think I've just got a couple things of earplugs, and that's really it. I keep it pretty light. I think what I'm gonna add is maybe a nail clipper, maybe the Victorinox nail clipper kit. I'm thinking about adding maybe some other kinds of wipes, some like stain removers, or just some spot cleaner wipes, like some Clorox wipes. Let me know. I always like to take feedback, and this is a work in progress, so I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna go with it next, but this is just what I've used to start, and it's been working well. So now let's go over some of the things that I like about the pouch. So the bright interior, I do really like that bright interior. It's not as necessary as in a bag or a backpack or anything like that, but it's always good to see what you've got. I think for the price point, it is very well made. The YKK zippers, the multiple zippers, the hook and loop paneling, the stitching, it all seems pretty good, especially factoring in that it's only 22 bucks. Given the size, even when it's packed out, this is actually one, depending on your pants, you can actually fit this in your pocket pretty easily. Usually I don't like wearing pouches in my pockets, but if you like that, or if you want to put it there for a temporary reason, you can probably fit this in a back pocket, or if you've got cargo pants on, it'll fit in there. And the last thing that I saw that I really liked is that when you pack stuff in here, it does, while it is kind of thin, it does stretch pretty good to hold things in here. So I'm gonna put a couple things stacked on top of each other real quick, just to kind of show you that once you load them in here and close it up, see how it gets a little bit more volume to it, and it's able to accommodate that. So that's what it looks like, the two things stacked on top of each other. That's what the pouch looks like normally. So that gives you a good idea of how it stretches to accommodate your space. Hey, I hope you're liking the video so far. Don't forget to like, comment with any gear reviews you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe to MF for Research. Any support helps grow my little small corner of the EDC community. Now back to the video. So now some of the areas where I think it could improve. Even though it does adjust to hold your items, I do think when you compare it to the All Good pouch, although I know it's a different price point, I would like if there was a little bit more volume on here so it opens a little wider. It's almost double when you compare the two. And I know this one's packed out, this one's empty, but even empty, you can kind of tell the difference. On the interior, it is a little bit basic. It works, but there are a few things I'd like to see. The pockets over here are fine. This, we can take that out. I don't really need that. Here, right there, I kind of prefer for these loops to be offset so they're not all sharing the same seam right here. So if you have stuff packed out here and packed out here, it's all on the same seam. So that'll start to work on that seam over time. If it were offset, you could kind of distribute that load just a little bit. I'm kind of worried about this loop over time. Is that going to really hold up? Is it going to stay in there? Is it going to pull out? I also wish that they would have put a second zipper on here. For pouches, I like two zippers just so you can open it. If you had two zippers, you could open one here, go right in here, get whatever's right there, close it back up. It just makes things a little bit more efficient instead of having to go all the way back around and get what you need. And the last thing, the tolerances, although it didn't impact me any, it's something to keep in consideration because that may be something depending on which pouch you get, especially if you have more than one and the dimensions are slightly different when you're going from pouch to pouch. This says a 0.4 to 1 inch tolerance, and depending on where that variation could be, you're talking a 6 to 25% variation, and that's a bit much for a pouch. So that may impact you in what you want to carry. If you have, say, two and something fit in one, it might have a little bit of trouble fitting in another one. So that's probably the biggest thing for me to keep an eye out for. If you get the pouch, if the pouch works and the tolerances aren't a problem for you, then go ahead. I think it's a pretty good pouch, especially for the $20 price range. There are better pouches if you spend a little bit more money, but I do think that it's a good value pouch, especially if you're not into pouches and you're thinking about trying a EDC pouch. This is one that I definitely consider just to see if that kind of carry works out for you. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, check out some of the other videos, and I'll see you next time.